أهلا بكم مشاهدينا، أنا كودين فرحات أرحب بكم من شيكاغو ووقفة موسيقية مع روني مالي الأميركي الفلسطيني الأصل. تخطت موهبة روني العزف على العود والتأليف الموسيقي، وشملت الأعمال المسرحية والتعليم أيضاً. تعاون على مر السنين مع العديد من الموسيقيين العالميين، وألف عدة معزوفات للأفلام والمسرحيات. نتعرف أكثر على مسيرته الفنية في هذا الحوار، بدءاً من عشقه للموسيقى إلى آخر أعماله الموسيقية والمسرحية مع زرياب أخذ فيها الجمهور في رحلة زمنية إلى القرن التاسع وأرض الأندلس.
Art is not only entertainment. Art is a way of thinking. Art is a process. Art is a way of giving us imagination. I love Einstein's quote, one of my favorite quotes ever, and I tell this to my students. Imagination is more important than knowledge. And the reason I really enjoy that is because you're allowed to play. You need to play. How do you gain knowledge if you're not enthusiastic? You need to cultivate your own enthusiasm. I'd like to think of myself as just an explorer, a wanderer, one who is curious about things and always willing to learn and give. Who am I in that regard? I guess I'm a musician, first and foremost, but I've been dabbling and found the power of theater and art, so I guess I'm now a playwright as well. I'm a teacher, father. Hopefully, just try to be the best person you can be. I was very fortunate being born and raised in Chicago, especially. I grew up in a household where my father was not only a musician, but highly encouraged us to listen to as much music as possible, particularly from our own culture, but not just our culture.
We're talking about rich soil and the environment that Ronnie grew up in, and being around master musicians, friends of mine, and playing actually on stage with them, and with motivation, and also the knowledge and material that we had from Egypt, from Lebanon, books and notes and words, and practice nonstop, practically 7 days a week. So the motivation itself and the rich soil played a big factor in that. Sent him to school to learn guitar when he was like almost 6 years old, and he picked it up very well. He learned how to read notes and play very good professionally almost within less than a year. And immediately after, he turned his guitar and added some frets to the guitar, which makes it quarter tone into Arabic, Middle Eastern. And we formed a band along with myself on percussion, my other son on percussion, and then Ronnie picked up after that a keyboard, and he was playing away with a keyboard.
I feel like two things that lead to success of any kind of career, for that matter, is one, you should be easy to work with. You should be able to collaborate with others. I think this is a very important point. And the other thing is to stay curious. And from exploring even music from the Gulf region, I started finding more Indian music. And that appealed to me so much so that I went and studied Indian music for 3 years. Under a guru, learning tabla, Indian tablas, a little bit of sitar, and just the music theory, to the point where I ended up being asked to consult on productions that had Indian music in it. The Jungle Book was one of them, actually, for Disney. This was the opportunity I was looking for, because I thought, just like I know Egyptian music and Levantine music very well, and I know what song to play for people to really resonate with that, I thought, how can I find the same thing with Indian music? And from Indian music, it went to Turkish music.
Ronnie really sticks to his guns when it comes to just playing his right parts, the proper parts. And it's not stress for him because he's practiced it for so long that it just comes to him naturally to do his job correctly. No extras, because if you are your own person, automatically you are unique.
Honorable Khalifa, I present to you Ali ibn Nafa, also known as Ziryab. يا أيها الملك الميمون.
One of the things that I really love about Ronnie Mali as an artist and as a person is his ability to connect with peoples of vastly different backgrounds and to tell stories that are very much rooted in the cultures of the Middle East or of the Islamic world and make them accessible to, let's say, mainstream American audiences. He is an artist/ambassador because he is building bridges between peoples, between communities and traditions in ways that are highly entertaining, that are thought-provoking, and that are of a really stunning artistic caliber.
Does love truly belong to me? Or am I merely its alias?
His ability to connect with us on that very visceral, emotional level, and to also use music and spoken word, to use narrative as a way to whisk us away to different worlds, different eras, different cultures, and yet ground us in the here and now, make it very contemporary, make it very immediate, make it very urgent, is a gift. And it's a gift that he uses in a wonderfully effective manner. And when he brought to us the story of Ziryab, immediately we felt this very powerful connection. First of all, the story of Andalusia, the story of these 7 centuries where we can speak of a type of Muslim, Christian, Jewish coexistence, and we can speak of a flourishing scientific inquiry and scholarship and artistic achievement, and a sort of cultural harmony, cultural and religious harmony that does not sort of live in our minds today.
Part of the reason I wanted to write a play specifically about Ziryab is because I grew up with the notion that the Arabic language is a very poetic language. It's very rich. And today, I find that the moment you start speaking Arabic, you say the word inshallah and you get kicked off of an airplane. It's funny, back in the day, even before 9/11, I had absolutely no qualms about saying things like Allahu Akbar. It was something common.
The Quran says,
The story of Ziryab was very attractive to me because I saw the story of a trendsetter, a Renaissance person, somebody who wasn't afraid to take risks and think outside of the box.
a traveler set into motion by fate with a passion to share art.
There is certainly a dialogue taking place between the real-time Ronnie Mali and the historic Ziryab, and I think it is not a coincidence that Ronnie selected to tell Ziryab's story, where Arabic has somehow become stigmatized or conflated with terrorism, or has become conflated with Islamism. I think Ziryab goes a long way to unpacking a lot of those stereotypes and perceptions, because here was someone who was very proud in being part of a broad cultural legacy that was secure enough to borrow and exchange with other cultures and create something quite unifying and beautiful and transcendent.
I really feel that one of the greatest forms of resistance that we have and that any group of people has is their culture. It's truly one of the greatest weapons. And I really believe that culture is the representation of civilization. It's what makes us human. It's what makes us civilized. And as a form of expression, it can be a very potent and powerful tool to awaken people and make them aware. Indeed, it is why poets, playwrights, and musicians become exiled.
بعد الفاصل، الموسيقى العربية بطاقة محبة بين الشعوب.